Steady now.
Once a pioneer of cinematic platforming, Jordan Mechner's Prince of Persia would struggle to find a place once gaming moved to the third dimension, seeing his iconic prince thoroughly usurped by the likes of Lara Croft. An ill-fated attempt to modernise with 1999's Prince of Persia 3D would see Mechner only distantly involved and resulted in both critical and commercial failure, before Ubisoft bought the rights to the series in 2001. A collaborative effort between Ubisoft's Montreal team and Mechner would ensue, and the end result was Sands of Time. Ironically, as the aforementioned Tomb Raider would endure a steep decline with Angel of Darkness in the same year, this adventure would set a new benchmark for platforming and remains a delight decades later.
Your Majesty, you promised me my choice of the Maharaja's treasures. That dagger.
As his father ransacks a Maharaja's kingdom, defeated thanks to the aid of a treacherous vizier, the titular prince comes into possession of the Dagger of Time. At the vizier's behest, he inserts the dagger into the Sands of Time with dire consequences, as the sands ruin the castle and transform almost everyone into monstrous creatures.
You have unleashed the Sands of Time. I can undo what you have done. Give it to me.
Aided only by the mysterious Farah, the prince begins to explore the castle while using the power of the dagger to try and reverse this catastrophic event. Playing out almost like a storybook, the thread is enjoyable largely thanks to Yuri Lowenthal's turn as the hero, as he also narrates the events unfolding, even correcting himself should you perish, asking to start over.
You think me mad. I can see it by the look in your eyes. You think my story is impossible.
Cocky yet endearing, boasting chemistry with Farah and showing noticeable development as you progress, it adds to a concise yet enjoyable story that is well written and memorable.
Go back to the reception hall. Wait for me there. Go!
Sands of Time sees you exploring the devastated palace as you navigate hazardous traps, monsters, and platforming challenges wrought by crumbling surroundings. Progression is fairly linear, though some upgrades can be found slightly off the beaten path.
I have a feeling I'm not in Azad anymore.
The vast majority of the experience is spent platforming, which is good because this element is ace. Prince can jump, climb objects, and wall run across certain surfaces, which feels particularly smooth. You can also swing off bars, balance across planks, and jump between walls, and all of it feels natural to perform. Light years ahead of competing games at the time, the fluid animation, consistent camera work, and meticulous level design make for a fun and heart-stopping time, as some of the leaps will feel impossible only to be achievable. It escalates wonderfully and sees you eventually chaining together multiple actions without breaking a sweat, making exploring the castle a true joy. There's some remarkable puzzling here too, testing your brain matter and acrobatics simultaneously. As well as being smooth as silk, Sands of Time benefits from its unique time mechanics, which are deeply woven into platforming. Not long into the game, you acquire the Dagger of Time and witness its capabilities firsthand. And much like during the cutscene, where the prince narrowly avoids death, you can rewind time to correct yourself should you make a mistake. Whether it's a slight error, such as taking fall damage, or a fatal mistake, such as falling into a pit of spikes, you can use your dagger to rewind and undo said mistake. Not only is seeing the time reversal effects cool, but it proves handy for staying frustration during lengthier platforming runs, as you're granted some leeway for mistakes provided your dagger is charged. You could argue it makes the game a little easy, but those limited charges can still result in a game over.
No.
The dagger also plays a role in combat which, while not quite as excellent as the platforming, is still enjoyable for a few reasons. As you battle with multiple sand monsters at once, your crowd control skills are tested. The dodge and block mechanics prove vital, and luckily, they feel quite responsive. You can leap over certain foes and attack from behind, while dagger powers including slowing down time and stunning foes are aids too. You have to contend with foes rising back up, however, unless you put them down with a finishing dagger stab, and other monsters can interrupt this. Combat is often enjoyable, though can suffer from a few too many respawning foes, which drags out battles and makes deaths a bit more frustrating when plentiful progress can be lost. However, careful use of evasion and dagger mechanics wins the day, and a varied range of foes forces you to keep experimenting with your tactics, such as tackling armoured monsters who counter your leaps, or flying creatures who require careful blocking. The presentation goes a long way to helping the storybook feel, as Sands of Time benefits from a gorgeous art style and proficient visuals. The wispy haze that covers the castle, striking sunlight for outside sections, and fantastic animations look top quality. Seeing the environment react to your movement, such as poles bending when swinging from them, shows such intricate attention to detail. Some of the characters look a touch low poly, and performance can struggle during busier scenes, but it's minor in the grand scheme of things. The audio is also strong, with great music that mixes serene Persian acoustics during quieter scenes with heavier guitar chords for combat, and these fuse really well. The voice work is decent, bar a couple of less prominent characters.
I told you, it's the palace's defense system!
And the small lines of dialogue, such as Farah remarking about suffering deja vu if you use rewind powers near her, add significantly to the immersion.
That's strange. I almost feel as if I've lived this moment before.
Sound effects are chunky, perhaps to a fault, as softer voice work can be drowned out by sword slashes or jumping, but they do sound the part.
I've got it. Your turn now.
Sands of Time takes around 10 hours to polish off, a fairly lengthy endeavour that never feels overstuffed or wasted.
We did it! Serve those accursed demons right!
It perhaps lacks replayability due to missing functions such as difficulty options or much in the way of extra modes, but it's one you can come back to multiple times without fear. In a nice twist, a certain hidden path rewards a port of the original Prince of Persia, which offers a fun time capsule showing where it all began, even if it's significantly tougher than the main game. Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time is an excellent game, boasting so many likeable qualities that it's hard to come away unfulfilled. Airtight platforming, superb level design, and an enjoyable story form a memorable experience that still plays well more than 2 decades later. There are a few quibbles here and there, such as combat that suffers from a few too many respawning foes, and the odd presentational quirk, but these are easy to overlook. A turning point for platformers, and helping influence the likes of Assassin's Creed, this adventure is one you should experience at least once in your lifetime.